Okay, so here's a project that's a little different from the norm. This is an old Lionel 6 dash what 18009 maybe. I don't really get product numbers or know them, but that's a little it's relevant to this. Either way, it's a Lionel L3A Mohawk produced in 1990, and I bought this thing off of eBay recently for $175. And reason being is I've always kind of wanted a Mohawk. I've always liked the look of them. Which is a nice looking engine. And I model a nickel plate, but the area that I model, the portion of the NKP that I model, closely parallel the New York Central. And so that was a good enough excuse for me to get a Mohawk. And if you watch my MTH Proto 1 Berkshire build that I just finished up about 3 months ago, I really enjoyed that project. I like buying these old beater engines and making them into something way better. So that's the plan here. I'm not an expert on Lionel or on Mohawks, but based off what I do know, the Lionel one represents an L3A, an as-delivered L3A. That's noted particularly by the air pumps here. This has the as-delivered air pumps. It's also lacking elephant ears. I'm going to convert this thing. I haven't decided yet, but I'm leaning towards I'm going to make it to an L4A. And the key differences between an L4A and an L3A were, number one, a different smokebox front. That's kind of where I'm on the fence about. The L4s had the Selkirk smokebox front, which, it was like a flat front. So we had these little bulges here. It was all flat. And they had like a interesting rivet pattern and things in the front. So they had the Selkirk front end. And then the one that I would do had scullin disc drivers. So this has box, which is correct for an L3A. Now, most of the L4s also had box, but a couple of them, I believe 5 L4As and 5 L4Bs got the scullin discs. And I found at least one photo, I forget what number it is, of like all 3 of the 4 are box, and I think it's the number 3 driver is of scullin. So either way, I was thinking about doing something like that. And I think a couple other things in the tender. And I want to do a later era, because I modeled the late 50s on the nickel plate. Now, I think New York Central retired their steam by like 1955 or 56, so I take a little bit of creative liberty. But regardless, later in their careers, this was changed out. The air pump, something that's similar, more like a C&O Kanawha or C&O style engine, where they had one big pump shield across the front, and they also had elephant ears. So my plan is to do all of that on this engine, whether or not I keep it an L3A or an L3B. The ones I just mentioned, those were universal across both classes. Additionally, it's going to get a new headlight, because this headlight is just not right. New headlight, I took off the bell. I also took off these god-awful handrails. So I'll get some new handrails. I'll put some smoke lifters on it. I'll 3D print some wheel covers to represent scullins with whatever I do with that. The other big thing I wanted to do is spruce up some of the valve gear as well. I believe this shares the same valve gear that Lionel's T1 did from the same era, like late 80s, early 90s. I think this has a running L1 style running gear, rods. You can tell because this main rod here, or this rod, gets a little bit thicker. Same with this one here. The main rod gets a little bit thicker towards the crank pin. So it should be like flat all the way, or they should be like this all the way across. So I'm looking at either getting Lionel L2A rods or MTH Mohawk rods, Premier Mohawk rods. I don't know if it'll fit. I don't know. I'm just going to buy it and see what happens. Or I was also considering 3D printing my own rods. And I also want to add all that extra crank pin, or all that extra movement up around here. Spruce up the firebox with some extra details, spruce up the cab, and just generally spruce up the engine. And then also give it, of course, a weathering job. And I think it'll come out pretty good. Oh, and also, I forgot to mention too, I'm going to put a new motor in it. So here this is an MTH motor. Currently, the thing is no motor in here, because my plan is to put DCC in this. And DCC is not compatible with the Pullmore AC motor, which is right there. That's what it came with. So it currently has no motor in it. I'm going to retrofit probably an MTH motor into this thing. And that's what I'm working on first. So right now I temporarily put it back together, but it's gonna be all taken apart while I do that, and I can do all the fun stuff, all the detailing and rehashing and all that. So anyway, this is a project we're working on here in the future. So I'll share some updates, probably more so as like shorts or, you know, little 1, 2, 3 minute clips. This is kind of the introduction, but yeah. So hopefully you enjoy the updates.